New chapter for TNT. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
Is it in your hand? PNM is the plan. Red and ready, hold it steady. PNM, we are one.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Chinua the Mayor. In his absence, Honorable Stuart Young, SC, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and soon to be the returning Member of Parliament for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, and the outgoing Member of Parliament for Laventille West, other members of the Cabinet present, members of party leadership, Ms. Joan, Auntie Joan, Mr. Kareem Marcel, candidate for Laventille West and soon to be Member of Parliament, Youth Speaker, all right. Fellow candidates present, members of the media and those listening online, members of the protective services, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my Laventille East Mover posse. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I want a unified Laventille Raw tonight. Let me hear it. Unified. West and East. Good evening, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself, not just to Laventille, but to Trinidad and Tobago. I stand before you today, not because life was easy, but because I chose not to give up. I was just 2 months old when my mother left, and my father basically absent. However, I was taken in by 2 elderly heroes, my great aunt and her husband, who not only raised me, but also became my family. They raised a community. Their generosity saw no bounds. At one point, there were 17 of us in one home. That many children with nowhere to go. But somehow we found love, family, and hope. We didn't have much, as you can imagine, but we had each other. And sometimes that's more than enough to light a fire in your soul. Life tested me early. At 14, I was mixing concrete on construction sites to fund schooling. My hands were cracked and calloused, but my spirit stayed whole. Some said I wouldn't make it, thought I was wasting my time, but I didn't believe them. I couldn't believe them. I had a dream that was way too big to die, and a fire in me that no struggle could smother. I didn't want just to survive, I wanted to thrive. Not just for me, but for every child who has ever felt forgotten. I pressed on, and I pressed on, I pressed and I pressed and I pressed on. I finished my secondary school, Southeast Port of Spain, big up Southeast. This became my second home after completing my primary school education at Morvant Anglican School. I went to the University of Trinidad and Tobago, where I completed my National Engineering Technician's Diploma in Mechanical Engineering at the legendary John Donaldson Technical Institution campus. I went on to complete my bachelor's degree in Utilities Engineering, specializing in mechanical. I worked in the library systems while I studied part-time for many, many, many years, following which I entered the oil and gas industry at Kenson Production, delivering value to their clients, likes of Heritage Petroleum, BPTT, Shell, just to name a few. I operated as an operations coordinator and a mechanical engineer, always learning and always building. Today, I am a mechanical engineer, a husband, a father of a 4-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy, a man of faith, hope, and belief only in possibilities. My wife and I chose to make our life in Rosewood Avenue, Coconut Drive. I didn't run from over. I rooted myself deeper because I believe in the community, because it raised me. This story, my story, is the story of many of us, and it's only one chapter in the greater book of Laventille East Morvant. Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand together, ready to elevate Laventille East Morvant. We are all in for TNT, and with possibilities only, we will transform our community. For too long, we have allowed others to define who we are. With narrow views and tired stereotypes. But at all of this today, it ends right now. It ends now. Our challenges don't define us. Our strength, our character, and our unity do. I heard the leader of the opposition speak recently, talking about blood in the streets. Blood in the streets, imagine that. Trying to paint Laventille with one brush. That narrative is biased, unfair, and disrespectful. Yes, we do have issues. We do have issues. Because one life lost is one too many. But don't brand our entire community. You cannot do that. The lights are here. The lights are here. Life is here. And there's a legacy here. Too often the media focuses only on the struggles and not the strengths. I say to every young person, every elder, every parent, every grandparent, every uncle, every aunt, cousin, sibling, neighbor, stand tall. Stand proud. Reject the false stories. Reject the naysayers. Reject the opposition. Reject the opposition. Let's elevate our voices and change the narrative. Let's make it plain. Let me make it plain here tonight. When I say elevate, I want you to say Laventille. Let me elevate. Let's elevate. I'm on a constraint here tonight. What I will do is end this story for now. There's a lot more to be told. But for now, great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail.
This is a new chapter. Join us on the road to victory on Saturday, April 19th Tobago. Meet us at the Goodwood Secondary School for the Big Red Rally. And Maruga, the People's National Movement, will be having a public meeting at St. Mary's Recreation Ground. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.